Hey guys, 2021 is finally here. Happy New Year. I don't know about you, but my 2020 was crazy. And as promised, I'm making videos about it. If you haven't checked out part 1 of this video series, then you gotta go see that first. I'm gonna explain how I was introduced to building dome houses in Mexico, and I was gonna go film a documentary in the beginning of 2020 before all those plans got canceled and something completely unexpected happened. And if you wanna know about that, keep watching this video. This is my 2020 wrap-up. So I had just flown from New York to San Francisco en route to Mexico, where then I was told that I was not allowed to leave. The first county in America that went into shelter-in-place was the one where I had just landed, Marin County in San Francisco. Obviously, there was a lot of thoughts going through my head. You know, the thoughts of loved ones and the possibility that if this really was the apocalypse, who would I want to be spending my time with? You know, dying in the arms of my partner. I mean, we're talking total meltdown status. Like, I was on the phone all week talking about this stuff. And then finally, I just said, you know what? The responsible and safe thing to do is to stay where I am. So I approached my friend Terry and said, this is crazy and we both know it. I shouldn't be getting in my car and driving across the country to New York, which is pretty much insane. I mean, even though I'd be in the car the whole time and technically quarantined because I wouldn't interact with people, still, once I got to New York, I mean, who knows? So anyways, that was off the table. I wasn't going to do that. You know, I have elderly relatives who I would be putting at risk if I were to come and visit them, and et cetera, et cetera. Probably the best thing for us to do is to somehow make this work. We decided that we were going to do an insane art project because actually, little did I know that her dream was that when she went to this course, she would meet people like myself who really wanted to take these techniques to the next level. She has been running an Airbnb that allows her to, you know, express her creative interests in her own space and really pimp it out, you know, make it incredible. I mean, she made this an incredible fairy garden cottage already. The yard itself is an extension of that, but there were a few things in the yard that she really wanted to improve on. You know, right away saw that there was a great kind of win-win situation here. It was like, you know, I can help you renovate, and in return, I'm going to be staying here at your house for a while, and we'll see how this goes. So anyways, we kicked it off great. It was really an incredible experience. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was challenging. You know, obviously I had to let go of the plans that I had, and I had to change, you know, my mindset into one that was positive and forward thinking. And so it was just an incredible experience. But this is the beginning of the year that I completely didn't expect to be happening. And, you know, the experience that I had at Terry's place, which lasted something like 5 months, totally changed my life, probably changed hers too. You know, we did not expect to be developing techniques that no one else, to our knowledge, has ever tried before. You know, I had certain things that I wanted to do with aircrete, and she had certain things that she wanted to do with aircrete, and it was the perfect medley of the two, because she had already invested in the equipment to create this futuristic material, which we learned how to use. And then I, you know, obviously was a sculptor, and I had been envisioning creating, you know, artistic forms with it, aside from the houses and doing interior finishing. And she's got tons of experience doing finishing and faux stone and plasters, and is an incredible painter, and has already, you know, built this amazing garden landscape. And so when we got together, I mean, geez, we just like totally went off the walls. You know, you will not even believe what we created. I still don't even believe what we created. We literally drew a line on the ground and we just said, we're going to make something here. And then 2 months later, it was this insane outdoor potting station with a sink rock waterfall, cistern, fairy house, light up. I mean, it's crazy. So anyways, you know, this is just another example of how sometimes you do have to go with the flow, and unexpectedly, you know, amazing things will happen. As many mentors in my life have told me throughout my life, you know, my father being probably the one who taught me the most about that, as I sank into the experience and embraced the experience and allowed the creativity to come out, it was also around, the same time that things were starting to really get shaken up. I mean, we had wildfires that were, running rampant along the West Coast in America. We had Black Lives Matter movement that was starting to, really come into the forefront and focus, and obviously was weighing heavily on my heart. Plus, being away from my friends and family with, no foreseeable way out. I was working 55 hours a week during the entire time that we made this crazy art experiment. It's not all fun and games, this story that I'm telling you. I mean, a lot of that creative expression was because I needed an outlet. We both needed an outlet. I mean, the world was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely mad. It was absolutely uncertain. It was the most uncertain and most unprecedented times in the foreseeable human history. But we were really fortunate to have a canvas to be able to express that on. And so, I had basically learned during this time the value of that canvas. When I was approached by another character who now is being introduced into this story named Josh called me and he said something like, "Hey, I'm going to do this cabin build. It's going to be for a month. You seem like someone who'd be interested in it. I think we have a lot in common and I'd like to work with you." And I was like flattered, great. I would love to do that, but I'm working a job.
Oh boy, cliffhanger. Okay, so that's 2020 wrap-up part 2 for you. Stay tuned for part 3 where I go to the mountains of New Mexico to build a timber frame style cabin.